Hello, this is Star Conflict. Today we'll talk about two brand new premium ships of Jericho and Federation. We'll take a look at their unique modules and weapons, and of course, we will tell you how to get your hands on these beauties. Let's start with the Jericho ship with its terrifying name. The Executor is a rank 17 long-range frigate. Like any other torpedo frigate out there, the Executor can use guided torpedoes, but after some tinkering, you'll be able to outfit it with cluster missiles. At first glance, the missile looks like it's just another torpedo with a different name, decreased damage, and smaller area of effect. The cluster missiles also don't create radioactive clouds. Hold on, don't jump to any conclusions just yet. One missile carries 5 heat-seeking warheads that will find their targets all by themselves. There's a couple of things to consider though. If you hit something with the torpedo itself, you will not see any warheads deploy, which makes perfect sense. On top of that, one ship cannot be targeted by more than 3 rockets, and the amount of damage they deal is barely enough to take down an interceptor. That's why, if you're forced to use the cluster missiles on a single target, it's better to hit the enemy with the missile itself, not its warheads. You can also outfit the Executor with 2 unique modules. The Disrupting Shot enhances the ship's special ability, the Guided Torpedo or the Cluster Missile. How does it work? It's simple, really. You activate it, and then your next torpedo hit will decrease the victim's rate of fire and increase the cooldown of its modules. This is like a sucker punch in the middle of a firefight. Probably against the Space Geneva Conventions or something, but we don't care. The Ammunition Stabilizer is yet another interesting module. It is essentially a weird little cousin of the Weapon Overcharge. Look, even the icons are similar. At the 4th or Violet level, the Stabilizer increases the special module's damage by 20%, which is 8.5% less than the Weapon Overcharge. It begs the question of, well, why would you ever want to use it then? Well, for a couple of reasons, really. First, the Stabilizer allows torpedoes to bypass the missile shields of guard frigates. Second, you can actually use both for maximum damage. Now let's take a gander at its unique weapon. The Cryo Laser is a great weapon for anyone who loves beam cannons. Basically, the only difference lies in weapons characteristics and debuffs. The Cryo Laser, for example, borrows its on-hit effect from the Gravity Beamer. It lowers the target's speed and maneuverability. The effect triggers at 1.5 kilometer range max, but usually enough to swat an annoying interceptor, or butt heads with some aggressive fighters. Unique modules and weapons aside, the Executor also has an immensely useful feature. The starship constantly repairs 150 points of hull integrity per second. What can we say? Jericho ships are not exactly tough nuts to crack when their shields are down, and our guest is no exception. But this time, the hull is regenerating. Absolutely beautiful. Now let's take a look at what the Federates are cooking up. The Boremys is a guard frigate of rank 17. Its unique module bears a somewhat uninspiring name, Defense Program Wave. A very matter of fact, huh? But unlike your standard face shield, the wave increases your resistance to all types of damage, not just one. On one hand, the effect lasts for only 7 seconds. The wave also blocks your main weapons for that duration. Don't fret though, you won't be left entirely toothless. Starship blasts each 2,000 points of damage back to its assailants in, well, waves that look more or less like projectiles of the Singularity Cannon. They do decent damage and increase in size with time, although the bigger the wave, the less damage it deals. If you want it to really hurt, engage in CQB. The Boremys' unique module is the Magnetic Charge. Upon activation, it releases a blast of energy which does moderate damage and takes all enemies in its vicinity for a ride, literally dragging them with itself. It's a great tool to quickly distance yourself from a dangerous enemy or to protect an allied ship from an enemy fighter or covered ops interceptor. The unique weapon of the ship is the Thermal Aim-Assisted Cannon. The damage is certainly impressive. It fires special slugs which, after one hit, home in on the same target. That's cool. It's not all sunshine and rainbows though. The slugs are, mildly put, rather slow and have difficulties following nimble targets. In other words, don't get cocky while fighting interceptors and fighters, please. Sure, you can boost the speed of the slugs with the acceleration coils, but you have to sacrifice some of your energy pool, or damage your survivability in return. So, how does one get these birdies in his or her hangar? The parts for both ships can be found in containers that are sold in our game shop. If you don't want to spend your premium currency, don't sweat it. You can find all the parts you need and rewards for events missions. The modules are assembled in a similar fashion. This is it for today. See you in space.